name
No, don't just drop that as hard as you can. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Penelope. My name is Penelope. My name is Penelope. My name is Penelope.
Okay. Did I get stronger or did you get weaker?
I get weaker.
Okay. Why did you get weaker?
Because that's not my name.
Exactly. Now, as soon as we go back to Virginia, go ahead.
My name is Virginia. My name is Virginia. My name is Virginia.
I can't move her. I cannot move her. And we can try this with everybody in this room. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Okay. So we can do this with everybody in this room. So what's the point? The point is that as soon as you go outside of your belief systems, your physical body gets weaker. She cannot stop me from pushing her hand down because she knows her name is not Penelope. It's Virginia. So when you stay inside your belief system, you physically are stronger. Your body is stronger. When you stay inside your belief system, you become an effective communicator, because a lot of what communication is the transference of belief. Like you might have heard, oh, so-and-so is a con man. Well, back in the 1930s, that was actually a compliment, not an insult. Because if somebody was a con man, the word con stood for confidence man. So they would communicate their confidence from themselves to you. So they were effective con men. So the idea is that a confidence man could transfer their confidence. And that's part of being an effective influencer. So one of the things that we have to kind of think about is the power and effects of beliefs. So I'll tell you a little bit of a story. Absolutely happened. This was sometime back, early 1900s, back in Australia. Aborigines were obviously very plentiful in the areas of Australia at that time. And they had certain beliefs. They were superstitions. They weren't necessarily true, but that's what these guys believed, right? So one of the beliefs in this little village was that a young man, before he was 20 years old, should never, ever eat pheasants, because a pheasant would poison him. And so he should never eat pheasants. He could eat chicken, he could eat other fowl, but he should just not eat pheasants, right? And there was a particularly smart, industrious young man. He was going to go out on his own. He was leaving his little village, and he decided to go see one of the local elders. And so he goes and he's going to have a final dinner with the local elder, and the local elder prepares all the foods and the fixings and everything. And the young man walks in and he's like, "Hello, sir. I'm here to see you for your parting words of wisdom." And he says, "Okay." So he sees this what looks like, chicken. He says, "Is this pheasant?" He goes, "No, why would I do that? We know that if you eat pheasant, you're only 18 years old. If you ate pheasant, you would die. We don't want you to die. So this is chicken. I made the chicken specially for you." And he said, "Okay, thank you." So he eats and he has a great conversation with him, and he leaves and goes off to find his fortune. 2 years go by. The young man comes back. He's 21 now, and he comes back to the village. And he sees the elder. He's so proud to tell him of his progress. And the elder says, "I knew you could do it. All of these beliefs that people have was holding you back. And I knew that you would be successful. And I'm very proud of you." And then he says, "I have something to share with you. Remember that dinner we had almost 3 years ago? That was a pheasant that you ate that night. And you didn't die. Nothing happened. It was all foolish superstition, and you're fine." And the young man was mortified. He was like, "Oh my God, how could you do this to me? Why would you do that? You know that I would die." And he so believed it that night, that young man became ill, and the next morning he dropped dead. Dead, thinking that he was poisoned because he ate that pheasant. And this absolutely happened. So what it shows you is the effect that beliefs can have, not just on your physical body, on your psyche, and on the outcomes that you will have. Okay, so we want to talk about belief for a second. Please tell me your name.
Virginia.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Virginia, right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
Okay, go ahead and relax. Put your hands down, right by your side. Okay, so Virginia and I obviously don't know each other, but I just want to show you this. Okay, so you're going to put your arm out in front of you, and I'm going to try to stop you by pushing it down. You resist as hard as you can. Stare straight forward and keep saying, "My name is Virginia." Okay. Go ahead. Go.
My name is Virginia. My name is Virginia. My name is Virginia. My name is Virginia.
Okay. All right. Perfect. I was pushing hard. Go ahead and shake that off. Was I pushing hard? Yeah. Okay. She's pretty strong, so you better not mess with it too much. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, I want you to try to prove me wrong. Try to embarrass me in front of these cameras. Okay? Now you're going to hold your arm up in front of you, and this time you're going to say, "My name is Penelope." And just say that. Go ahead.
My name is Penelope. My name is Penelope.
No, don't just drop that as hard as you can. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Penelope. My name is Penelope. My name is Penelope. My name is Penelope.
Okay. Did I get stronger or did you get weaker?
I get weaker.
Okay. Why did you get weaker?
Because that's not my name.
Exactly. Now, as soon as we go back to Virginia, go ahead.
My name is Virginia. My name is Virginia. My name is Virginia.
I can't move her. I cannot move her. And we can try this with everybody in this room. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Okay. So we can do this with everybody in this room. So what's the point? The point is that as soon as you go outside of your belief systems, your physical body gets weaker. She cannot stop me from pushing her hand down because she knows her name is not Penelope. It's Virginia. So when you stay inside your belief system, you physically are stronger. Your body is stronger. When you stay inside your belief system, you become an effective communicator, because a lot of what communication is the transference of belief. Like you might have heard, "Oh, so-and-so is a con man." Well, back in the 1930s, that was actually a compliment, not an insult. Because if somebody was a con man, the word con stood for confidence man. So they would communicate their confidence from themselves to you. So they were effective con men. So the idea is that a confidence man could transfer their confidence. And that's part of being an effective influencer. So one of the things that we have to kind of think about is the power and effects of beliefs. So I'll tell you a little bit of a story. Absolutely happened. This was sometime back, early 1900s, back in Australia. Aborigines were obviously very plentiful in the areas of Australia at that time. And they had certain beliefs. They were superstitions. They weren't necessarily true, but that's what these guys believed, right? So one of the beliefs in this little village was that a young man, before he was 20 years old, should never, ever eat pheasants, because a pheasant would poison him. And so he should never eat pheasants. He could eat chicken, he could eat other fowl, but he should just not eat pheasants, right? And there was a particularly smart, industrious young man. He was going to go out on his own. He was leaving his little village, and he decided to go see one of the local.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. I'm Stevie Ray. I got my man right next to me, Mr. Adrian. Well, I almost called you Adrian Peterson, man.
Peterson,
I'm
not built like that.
Angel Corona.
What's going on?
What's going on with you, brother?
Hey, it's good to be back, man. I missed you last week. I missed the show, but I feel all things are blazing right now,
All things are blazing right now. And who do we have producing for us today, man? Who do we have producing? Is that who's in the house? I know I do that. I want you to say it. I want everybody to go. Brianna's in the house today, man. She's with us. You guys can see her if you go to the link. And where are my notes? Oh, there they are. Yeah, I got to get my notes. You guys can see if you go to the link. We are on Edge Radio right here in Houston, Texas, man. Edge Radio. Go to edgeradio.com and you can see us stream this live right now. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, the radio version. Angel, do you know, man, this has been a hectic week, man.
Yeah, man. It's definitely been busy, and it's definitely been a lot going on in and out of the sports world.
Yes, man. What do you think about everybody giving Colin Kaepernick his dues now, man? What do you think about that?
I find it kind of embarrassing that it took this long for this man to be able to be put on the map. He was talking about this years ago. Yeah. And he was getting, picked apart by everybody, even in every different sport. Yeah. And I mean, I think now he's due some respect. And not only does he deserve a shot on the field, but he deserves like a statue or something. I mean, this guy was like the forefront of the social media day and age of, racial injustice. Yeah. And I think it's time that he has his due.
It just behooves me, man, that I remember some of the sentiments of so many people when Colin Kaepernick, who eloquently got in front of the media, and articulated himself as to why he was doing a peaceful protest. And how the media, who is now on the bandwagon with him, excoriated this man's name.
Right. They made it about, the flag. Yes. They made it about the military. Right. Which was never part of his plan.
Who he verbally said, I have friends and family in the military. You see what kind of monkey see, monkey do world that we live in now. Now everybody wants to be on the right side of history. Mm-hmm. But the man was telling you right there. A nation of people were crying out right there. This is the sports world that we live in. Now everybody want to talk about how this man was doing this, that, and the other, but when he needed his brotherhood to stand with him, only a few did. Mm. What were they, Angel? What were they? Angel, you're my man. You're my man, 50 grand.
Yes, sir.
Anything going down with you, I'm there.
That's right. It's all about having each other's back, and especially with the brotherhood of the NFL, which is mainly brothers. Right. I mean, where are they at? I don't understand it. And now it's kind of like the cool thing to stand up against racial injustice whenever, it wasn't cool a couple of years ago when Kaepernick did it. So, I mean, I like how you're calling him out.
Come on, man. Can't leave your brother hanging like that, bro. And you got to know your own power. Mm. We as a nation, I'm an African-American man. You are a Latino man. We have to know our own power within the government of which we live. We can't let things be the way they be. And if we're part of this nation, we should have a voice.
Right. And that starts on the community level, the local level, as far as, not just registering to vote or voting on, the presidential candidates, but as well as your congressmen, your mayors, there's a lot of small things that go on that we have power that we probably don't know about. Right. And I think it's up to us to inform ourselves and stay part of the community. And really, that's how you're going to see the best change.
Brother, Edge Radio. That's why Angel and I came to Edge Radio.
That's right. We're pushing it. We're pushing it to the edge.
Brianna, do you hear me talking?
I hear you.
You don't hear me, Brianna. I don't think you hear me. Brianna, that's why we came to Edge Radio. You know why? Because we walk it like we talk it. And we're not afraid to say what needs to be said. Did you hear me, Brianna?
I heard you.
Brianna, let me ask you something. You've been a lot of shows, a lot of talented people, things of that nature. I mean, you know, Oscar Hines, you know, professes himself to be talented in some way, shape, or form. What do you think about that, Angel? I mean, you know, Angel, he actually stayed in last week for you for a few minutes.
Yeah, how was that? Was he?
It was excruciating.
Were your ears?
No.
Were your ears bleeding?
No.
Wasn't that bad?
No. I can't go down on him like that. He did a good job.
Yeah, he held it down.
He wasn't you,
Right.
but he did a good job.
I like Oscar. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that's debatable. But, you know, I think you know, everything's debatable. But, yeah, Oscar's a good guy. But, Brianna, you produce a lot of shows with a lot of people. Who's on the edge like Angel and I? Who comes in here and lays it down the way Angel and I do?
No one.
No, you're not just saying that, are you?
I mean, I don't want to get fired, so.
You're not gonna get fired. I'll make sure of that. You're not gonna get fired. Who's gonna fire you? I know Oscar's not gonna fire nobody. You know, he's not gonna fire nobody. He wants the truth. He wants the word. That's what we give to this show. I'm telling you right now, I'm calling out all radio stations, Angel.
That's right. I don't think anybody touched this topic as far as like, you know, people who are jumping on the Kaepernick bandwagon. I think everybody's excited that they're happy that they're coming together. But in all honesty, I mean, that should have happened, you know, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, man. But they were afraid of what the president is going to say. Let me ask you this. Speaking of the president, he has a lot of backers as far as ownership in the NFL.
Yeah, he's very cool with a lot of them.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. A lot of people around this town are Dallas Cowboy fans.
Sadly, yes, they are.
Yeah, sadly. Now, when I was a kid, believe it or not, I was a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Why is that? I mean, was it your family?
Propaganda.
Ah, I got you.
See what I'm saying?
America's team, right?
You know what I'm saying? Living in Texas, propaganda. But you know what old Stevie Ray is good at?
Finding the truth in the propaganda.
Yes!
That's right.
Yes! The real truth.
The real one.
And guess what I did?
What's that?
I cleaned my whole existence of the Dallas Cowboys. That's what I did. I had to get the stench. I had to get the stench off of me. That's what I did, man.
Yeah, I would have burned the jacket too.
You know. Yes. Yeah. Burned it.
Burned it.
But I finally saw, okay, man, you know, this Dallas Cowboy thing, this thing is kind of like ingrained in me from a child. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be this, that, and that. And that's a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, that is how people are in this country. That's why I can relate the two. A lot of things in your community as to how you judge people, as to how you see people, as to how you relate to people comes from your upbringing.
Right. And it's kind of one of those things where it's in your DNA because you grew up with it and you don't know it any other way.
Right.
And that's not necessarily the correct way.
Right.
You know? And I mean, how'd you jump over to the Steelers?
Brother, I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened because I didn't care about being ostracized by my friends.
Yeah?
Yeah. And see, my family, a lot of my family is from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
Now, Terry Bradshaw
It's from Shreveport.
is Ruston, which is right by Shreveport. Okay. Which made me feel as though he's a friend of mine. He's family.
Yeah, he's one of us.
Yeah, he's one of us. My brother attended Grambling State University. My brother, who was also a school valedictorian, believe it or not. My brother, who's also
This ain't Booker, right?
No, brother, hell no. Booker being a valedictorian, I mean, what are you trying to do? Trying to insult the man? We got a feed going here that the whole world is watching. But no. I got two other brothers other than Booker. Okay, all of us athletes. You know, one of my brothers was a great basketball player. My brother that I'm talking about, he was a scholarship not only in baseball and football, also a academic scholarship. So, you know, so the Steelers one of their number one draft choices was from Grambling University, which means I felt like I was close to him even more. Mean Joe Green is from North Texas State. So I'm like, wait a minute, I got more of a relationship with this team
than this blue star that everybody keeps talking about.
Yeah. And Tex Schramm, and all these guys.
Right.
But I didn't really have nothing against them and nothing like that. It's just the fact that I found that bond. I found the bond with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. And I've been, since a kid, I've been a fan ever since. Diehard fan.
Yeah, I know every time they're lately they've been kind of struggling, but a couple of years ago they were really good. I remember you stayed on them since they were hot, since they're dropping down low, They got quarterback issues. They got, divas running in and out of that locker room. But yeah, you've been a hard Steeler fan since I known you.
That's right, man. And see, this is the thing about when it comes to some of the Dallas Cowboy fans that I know. Because, I got a lot of family in Dallas.
Right.
They like to jump off the bandwagon when everything not going good. Then they like to
typical Dallas fans.
Yeah,
typical Dallas fans.
They didn't want to throw the blame. Want to throw the blame on someone. Oh, we'll never win a Super Bowl as long as Tony Romo is quarterbacking. Okay, you got Dak Prescott. Oh, aren't you waiting? Dak Prescott should just sign his contract. What's going on here, bro? What am I missing? What am I missing with this? Tony Romo put up some of the biggest numbers of his era.
Right, yeah.
Had a winning record. But when the owner is hiring dysfunctional individuals that don't know how to get along with others, when a team can just go over the coach's head and go straight to the owner, when the owner has a TV show and a radio show and always running his big mouth, when the owner says stuff like, if anybody kneels while I own this team, they will be kicked out, and now since everybody's on the right side of history, nobody heard from him.
Yeah, he's gone silent.
What bunker is he hiding in? Your horse is big mouth now. What about that, Angel?
Yeah, Jerry Jones, to me, he tries to be on the team.
Yeah.
Like the guy wants a helmet, the guy wants shoulder pads, the guy wants, jock strap, everything.
Yeah.
But he can't.
Right.
Sometimes as an owner, you just got to stay away.
Right.
And I think it's so hard for the Cowboys because he's so loud.
Right.
He says obnoxious things.
Right.
He thinks he's, God.
Yeah.
To be honest, I honestly
think
God. I think he thinks he's God of Texas.
I own the most special team here in the United States. I got the biggest franchise.
Man, shut up. Shut up, Jerry Jones. Make me sick.
I honestly think he is hiding in a bunker, though, because but you would be awesome to see if his whole team, the Dallas Cowboys, the major players, Zeke Elliott, let's say Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, they come in unity and they kneel, or let's say they don't even go out for the national anthem. I think that would be a strong statement because a lot of these owners haven't said nothing.
Nothing.
Besides the
I think maybe four.
The guy
teams.
from Jacksonville.
Right.
I mean, some gentleman by the name of Khan. So he's a
he owns. Yes. He's I think he's Pakistani.
So in the Middle East.
Yeah.
He also owns the company AEW.
Yeah, exactly. His son does.
Yeah, his son. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in the game.
Right. Yeah, he knows what's going on.
He's in the game, and I think the major shareholders of the Buffalo Bills might be a minority also. I don't think they own the team whole. You know what I'm saying? I think the major shareholder. I think they're maybe some Asian descent or something like that. But be that as it may. Jerry Jones, this is a message for you. Be on the right side of history, bro. I know you done gave millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to the left, to the Republican Party, to the conservative side. And that's cool, man. That's your constitutional right. But don't do this, bro. You're bigger than that.
Yeah, I mean, don't threaten the players.
Yeah.
These are the guys who are generating. They're working their tails off day in and day out, generating this popular brand. all the on-field talent, and you're going to sit there and say, if you say something like that, come on, man.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm saying it right here on Edge Radio because that's what we do. That's what we do. We tackle the tough subjects, whether it's sports, which we're talking about right now, but we're talking about sports in a different kind of way.
Right.
Yeah. Jerry Jones, be on the right side of history because
I've paid Dak Prescott.
Yes. Yeah. I ain't got to that yet.
Right.
You paid Tony Romo.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Romo showed up one day and he had $87 million in his bank account.
Probably still getting paid to this day.
Yeah, on $118 million contract and didn't even know, hey, where this come from? Hey, son, I'm giving you a new contract, Hey, I didn't even ask for it. It's all good.
The guy can't even, hold the ball on a field goal kick, and he gets he gets a big contract. I mean, they would have done something that year if he would have just held the ball. I mean, come on, Butterfingers.
You know something, man? I'm a big Tony Romo fan. I really am.
Yeah.
I always have.
I think he's great on the mic. When he's commentating.
No, I'm saying if you look at Tony Romo, people, I still watch the Dallas Cowboys. I still do to this day, even though I'm not the biggest fan. I like watching them, man. Mm-hmm. I like watching them. I'm like rooting against them though.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, if they're in a primetime game, right. It's like, all right, let's go to the local spot, local spot, and cheer against them.
And like I said, it wasn't the fact that Tony wasn't a good player. You're not on a team that knows how to win. Mm-hmm. Some teams just know how to win. Some coaches just know how to put themselves in position to get it at the end.
Right. And it's like that it factor, which they did not have.
No, that's why they go through coach after coach after coach after coach. You ever notice the coaches that been around for a long time, they haven't been around because they've been sitting at the bus stop. You know why they've been around? Because they get the job done.
Right. Successful.
And they know how to win. They might not have the best team all the time, but they still in the thick of things. Last year, the Steelers didn't even have Ben Roethlisberger.
Right, yeah, or Antonio Brown, or
Right.
Le'Veon Bell.
Right.
I mean,
And they came within a game of going to the playoff. Now, just imagine if they had that Mason Rudolph, that's straight up nothing.
that guy's a jabroni.
Yeah, a straight up G-Bron, man. I mean, come on. Duck Hodges tried this. He tried, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Undrafted. I get stuck out here because Mason Rudolph can't even, be that as it may. Duck tried. I give Duck all the credit. I'm not even drafted, brother. I don't even supposed to be here.
Right, the game's really fast.
Right.
For his eyes, but that kind of brings me back to the point. I mean, you can't tell me that Colin Kaepernick is not better than Mason Rudolph. There's no way you can convince me.
Colin Kaepernick is better than Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges and 5 or 10 other quarterbacks in the league, all at the same time.
Right. I mean, like A.J. McCarron. I mean, this guy still has a
Come
job.
on, man.
It's ridiculous.
Come on, bro.
I mean, but yeah, back to that. I mean, they had a pretty successful run, the Steelers, with really not really a team.
Come on, man.
I mean, James Conner's probably the only.
He was hurt the whole season.
Right, he was in and out. Yeah,
They had rookies at running back and receivers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster was kind of a letdown.
I mean, the thing, how can you get him the ball?
Right, yeah, I mean, that's true.
How can you get him the ball? I mean, he played, but golly, man, look what I'm playing. Duck Hodges, Mason Rudolph, who wants to go and fight Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that's a no bueno.
And then get hit on top of the cranial region. He lucky it wasn't me. I was hoping he put him on the critical list.
On the stretcher.
I'm serious, dog.
My favorite part is how he gets up and he looks like a little kid, like a little kid that gets pushed down in the playground, like, hey, why'd you do that? Like, that's what you get. You're playing quarterback in the NFL, you're running your mouth.
Right.
That's a grown man right there that wants to take your head off.
And a grown man that's ticked off.
Right. And he's a good guy.
Yeah. And the guy said he called me the N-word. Mm-hmm. He said he called me the stupid N-word. Now, who am I going to believe? An idiot that tries to fight someone with no helmet? Right then and there, you are 100% bona fide nincompoop.
A nincompoop?
Yes. But hey, guys, we got to take a break for a second. This is Edge Radio. You are watching Stevie Ray and Angel Corona. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Radio 1540 AM, 101.7 FM in the greater Houston area. Or if you want to watch us on your tablet, if you want to watch us on your laptop, if you want to watch us on your phone, you go to edgeradionetwork.com, edgeradionetwork.com. And if you want to call in, you can call in with this number, 281-587-1540, 281-587-1540. Now, those are some of the things that we were talking about earlier before we took a break. You know, how so many hypocritical individuals are in the sports world. So many. I talked a little bit last week about Drew Brees.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what do you think about that?
Man, I think his apology is just... It's fabricated. I think he just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
And he has to throw something out there.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, that the New Orleans Saints, said, hey, we want you to step up and say something as far as an apology because this is not going to settle well with our fans.
Right.
And I mean, New Orleans, New Orleans is primarily an African American community.
Yes.
I mean, their fan base is very passionate.
Oh my
God. And the fact that, they were chanting, F Drew Brees and some I mean, they're taking it seriously, and I like that. They're putting their politics, their social injustice ahead of football.
Right.
And I just think that he said the wrong thing. I think he doesn't understand.
And you know what, Angel? That's hard for me to believe.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to believe that he didn't understand. What I think, this is just my opinion.
Right.
I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but just the way I look at things, I think Drew Brees, because of the very people that he's involved in outside of the community, are right-wing conservative people. So I honestly believe he was trying to please his base, just like the president, before he took a relation to the civil unrest, because he was too emphatic about it. Like, I would never respect a person that kneels for the flag. And he didn't even put it in context as to why. He brought up his granddaddy. His two granddaddies. When I put my hand over the flag, you know what I think about? I think of my granddaddies. You ain't the only one with a granddaddy.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, there's a lot of people in the NFL who have, siblings, parents,
Right.
grandparents, and that served in the military.
That's the mindset that I'm talking about.
Right.
Like, you're thinking only my grandparents served in the army.
Right. It's a very individualistic mindset instead of like a collective.
Right. Now, if you really care about the Constitution, wouldn't you think about what the Constitution actually stands for? freedom and justice for all, wouldn't you think about that first and say, I don't really agree with someone kneeling, but it's their constitutional rights. I wouldn't do it. I don't agree with it. But if it's their constitutional rights, they have a right to do it. Wouldn't that have been easier?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty legit. And maybe, like you said, maybe he wasn't trying to come across as that guy. But when you say things the wrong way and you're a star player, you're going to get picked apart.
But you're emphatic about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm saying. So
I will never respect. Mm-hmm. And then he comes out the next day and he's got apology as long as the Webster's dictionary. I mean, what's that? He's got apology. I thought it was Emancipation Proclamation or something like that came out, man. I mean, did you see that?
And the guy wrote a novel.
I'm like, did he get a ghostwriter or something like that?
He probably did,
Did you see this?
Yeah, he probably did. I didn't read all of it. I
couldn't read all of it.
I skimmed a little bit, and I said, okay, this is garbage.
I'm your ally.
And this is not going to settle well with the locker room at all. I mean, if you're in the locker room, what do you say to him, Stevie?
If I'm in the locker room, you know what, brother? Being the man that I am, I would tell him the same thing I'm talking with you about right now. I would tell him that. You put your base first.
Right.
Before your boys. That is why so many NFL players were outraged. They don't care about your politics. But Drew Brees, and people are not going to say this, he put his politics before his guys and his people and his community. That's what he did. He knows it.
Yeah.
He knows it. That is why he had to stay staunch on that situation, whereas I'm emphatic about this and I will not respect anyone. He didn't even try to put it in like, I can understand it. I empathize with it. I know where these people are coming from. They're hurting. I hear their cries. I don't agree with Colin Kaepernick, but I do know where he's coming from, from as a man and a person that's passionate about something, because I'm passionate about who I am. But he has a right to do it. I don't agree with it. I don't know if there's any place for that in the NFL, but, I think he has a right to do it, this, that, and the other. He didn't even go there.
Yeah, that would have been way better. But I think you said he has that right-wing mindset.
I think so.
Well, he's just,
I know so.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad.
Drew Brees gave $5 million and blah, 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 blah. Okay, all your philanthropy and all that stuff is all good. And, a lot of people do philanthropy. So, all right, that don't make you super special. That's what you're supposed to do. That don't make you special. And then he comes back with an apology. Then he comes back with another apology the next day. I mean, damn.
How many apologies are you going to do?
I mean, I heard you the first time.
Right.
I'm like Kurt Russell on Tombstone. When the guy was like, "Hey, Law Dog, don't go around here, Mr. Law Dog. Law Dog don't go there." You remember Kurt Russell? Yeah, I heard you the first.
No need to repeat.
Oh my God, man! I heard you yesterday. I also heard you the day before that. That's a little bit more important. But if I was a teammate, man, I can forgive.
Right.
It's just like when a lot of people bombarded me when the situation came down with Hulk Hogan, when he was taped saying the N-word.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? All kind of people want to talk to me on podcasts and internet radio shows. You know who even called me for me to come on this show to talk about it?
Hulk Hogan? I take that as a no.
I'm the last guy Hulk Hogan would have called, Now, then again, I probably wouldn't have been the first guy because I actually defended him.
Okay.
I actually defended him. Stephen A. Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you take his exception or
not? Yeah, I did. I went on and talked to him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So how'd that go?
It was cool, man. I gave him my analogy as to how I look at Hulk Hogan and how I look at the situation that went down when he was spewing all those racial epithets, and stuff like that. It had to do with his daughter. And, I guess, his daughter was hooking up with some black rappers. Mm-hmm. I think that can be traumatic for any man.
Especially with all the gold they got.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm sorry.
I don't understand what they say nowadays. Like all the songs, like
So I'm like, I looked at the situation, man, and then I put myself. Everybody knows I have a daughter. I put myself in that situation, man, and then I asked myself, Angel, would I want my daughter hooking up with a bunch of rappers and stuff like?
Negative. I'll pass on that one.
So
that sounds like a party 8 days a week. I mean, literally 8 days a week, you just party.
I raised her better than that, you know. Excuse me, guys. But so I could I'm not excusing him,
right?
Okay, but I could see where the vitriol came from. The vitriol was coming from somewhere, you know, outside of his common mindset at that time. And so I took that into consideration. I think I was the person, because like I said, I like to judge people by how I interact with them. Mm-hmm. I've always had a good relationship with Hulk Hogan. I've told the story on many occasions that Hulk Hogan was the very reason why me and my brother got a push in the professional wrestling business. Now here it is all these years later, Angel, I'm in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you and your brother.
That's what I'm saying. I'm in the Hall of Fame because what would have happened if Hulk Hogan hadn't looked at us and go, I think these guys should be getting a push.
And at the time,
I don't know.
I mean, at the time, Hulk Hogan was like top of the top.
Right.
So for him to say that really, you know, moves weight.
Right.
With the company.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I mean.
Now, so if he was this staunch racist like everybody said he was, would he have said that?
Yeah, I don't think he would have stuck his neck out for you and Booker.
Right. Now you have really, but that's just my interaction with him.
Right.
Now there are other guys out there that calls Hogan a racist and they're white. No, many of them.
Really?
Yeah, they're white. But you know, a lot of the boys, if you look at a lot of the boys that are African American, I can't say that. I can't say it. Now I can say the words that came out of his mouth were racist.
Yeah.
But if he a racist, I don't not from the way the interactions that I had.
Right. You're saying from his dialogue, someone can see that as being racist.
Right.
But from you knowing him and you having the history and you know the push that he gave you guys is, I guess you kind of know him on a little bit more of a level that people don't know, that surface level that people don't know.
Because most of the racists I know, and people have heard me speak out on this, when they're in that kind of power, they use it.
Right, and they definitely don't help someone spring up.
No, they use it. And these people out there that's listening, they know who I'm talking about and they know who they are. You know, so if he never did it around us. Matter of fact, my brother even had him on his radio show last year and talk about this. So we bared Hogan no ill will. And it's just like I told Stephen A. Smith, man. He asked me, could I forgive him? I go, yeah, man. I'm a forgiving person. That's the way my mother raised me. Mm-hmm. But she also raised me not to forget.
Ooh.
So that's the way I looked at it. And Hogan, I went to, when we were doing the Hall of Fame last year in April, I went to Hogan. And he was kind of apprehensive. I think he might have thought, you know.
Heard some whispers. Or,
yeah, you know
there might be some tension. What did he say? You know, type of deal.
And Jimmy Hart, you know, right walking with me. I said, hey, Hogan, can I talk to you? I guess he thought I was going to say, you know, something. I said, no, Doc, I just want to let you know I got you in my Hall of Fame speech tonight.
Oh, nice.
And all that stuff, brother. You know, I never sold all that stuff, man, mm-hmm. Let you know. And he started trying to explain. I'm like, oh, you know. And my brother walked up, and my brother was like, hey, man, why don't you come on the show and we can talk about it? And he was like, yeah, man, because, you know, what I was saying was, you know, these guys were with me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it ain't even that kind of party, dog. You know what I'm saying? But I knew where he was coming from. Right. It wasn't that kind of party. Not with me. So, with all that being said, I think it kind of kind of goes along with everything that's going on right now. And that's why I'm telling this story.
I got a question for you.
What's that?
So we're gonna jump to NASCAR. Did you hear about that NASCAR driver who
Yes.
who quit
But
he quit because
wait a minute, who's this?
the gentleman's name is Ray Ciccarelli.
Ray Ciccarelli.
Ray Ciccarelli. So he
Gotta look him up.
So you know the NASCAR, they banned the
Look him
Confederate
up.
flag. Yeah.
Brianna, look up Ray Ciccarelli.
Sissy.
What is it?
He's a Ray Sissy.
Now give me the 411.
So NASCAR put up, this whole, there's a whole backlash of the Confederate flag,
Confederate flag,
statues
yes.
and whatnot.
Yes,
so
sir.
NASCAR went ahead and banned
Yes.
all Confederate flags at their events. And
Right.
that's, you spoke on that before. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
went
yeah, we
to
talked about
the
it.
Indy
I talked
500, you
about it.
saw a lot of it. So NASCAR said no more, and the driver was very upset, and he actually said, "I'm quitting." But check this out.
Is he a driver?
Yeah, he's a driver. So this is the
Okay.
funny part. He has 0 wins.
Oh, I know that. Does he race in the what level?
The Champions Cup.
Oh, okay.
So he's a legit driver.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think about that?
I mean, some people take that stuff super, super serious. What this young man doesn't know is his emotions are overriding his intellect. But like I said, though, some people are so ingrained with certain things. Like I was making the situation similar to what's going on today, as to how I felt about the Dallas Cowboys, and he probably feels the
Right.
same way. He's inundated. He's indoctored. You see what I'm saying? With that flag, he's indoctrinated with it. He doesn't even know basically what he stands for, and if he did know, he wouldn't take that approach. And the people that put that flag up, they don't, in their minds, when they say this is offensive to some people, they don't care.
Right.
Because in their mind, that's never been explained to them that way.
Yeah, the chapter of the book has never gone that far.
Right.
It's just that's the way it is, and
Right.
that's it. You leave it like that, and what I say is right, and what
Right.
else you hear is wrong.
Right. Because I'm going to tell you something, brother. You can argue with smart people. Arguing with a smart person, they can make you see things and go, wow, maybe I never really thought about it like that. But when you argue with an idiot,
A hard-headed.
yeah.
You know what they call them? They call them catfish because they're hard-headed.
My favorite fish. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go to the live stream today, you go to edgeradionetwork.com and you can look at us, on your devices, so on and so forth. Right here in Houston, Texas, if you're near your radio, depending on what side of town you are, but we got a pretty strong signal. That's 1540 AM, 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. Do you know I was listening to the station in my car last week?
Yeah, it picked up pretty good, huh?
Yeah, picked up pretty good. I wasn't listening to me, but I let that slide. I wasn't listening to us, but I let that slide. Brianna, how's your day going?
It's going pretty good.
Brianna, did those basketball players come in here today?
I saw them on the way up the elevator.
So they did their show before you got here. Somebody else produced it.
Yes.
Brianna, I need some feedback on those basketball players' show.
And all I know is they're really tall, but
One guy was with Jerry curls, the other guy was bald.
Because I don't know if they're holding it down the way they should be holding it down, Brianna.
Yeah, they got to warm it up for us,
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I need you to come in early next week and do some espionage.
Okay.
I want you to come in next week, do some You know what? You know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I know Robert Reed is on the show, right?
Yeah.
And Mel is on the show, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to listen to them next week on the next show.
Can your ears take that? I mean, it's a powerful.
You got to realize, brother, I heard a lot of things in my time. I'm kind of immune to the abuse, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to them, and I'm going to see exactly what kind of show that they have. And you know what I'm going to do out of the goodness of my heart?
You gonna call the show?
I said the goodness of my heart. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen. I'm going to take notes. And just because I'm a nice brother, I'm going to come in and help them and show them where they can help with the show and make it better.
Try to put them over.
Now, who can do that? Who else would go out and do stuff like that?
Nobody. I mean, Stevie Ray is the best in the business.
I'm trying to help. I want the radio station to advance.
I mean, and Robert Reed has a lot of stories. That's like sitting down with your uncle, you know, just talking about the old NBA days and you know how they used to foul and this and that. And I mean, he's a good listen. He's a good character.
Well, Robert Reed got some good stories, but I didn't hear him when he was on my show, when he was on our show. No, I didn't hear him.
No.
I had to tell him about them.
Yeah, that's right.
Cat had his tongue. What's with that?
I mean, maybe he was just maybe he just woke up. He said something about his hair not being done right. You remember he said something about and he said recurl it. Or, I don't know. Maybe that was the issue.
Yeah, maybe he's like Samson.
You know, his hair has to be on just to turn it on.
Maybe he's like Samson. You know, so if his hair not right, he ain't right. I don't know. You know, we'll find out.
Yeah,
Brianna, that's what I'm going to do. So you don't have to come in and do any espionage, okay? What I'm going to do, Brianna, is I'm going to listen to the show in the privacy of my own home. Because I don't want to be listening to nothing else when I hear it. That's if I can actually listen to a significant amount, you know, it all depends. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call those guys up on the phone. I'm going to call them up.
Surprise call.
Yeah. Unexpected entry.
That's right.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell them exactly how things are going. And if they need any help from the dog is here. That's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to get thrown out of the window, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, because people are, you know, like, hey, man, what's going on over there? We can't listen to it. We can't stomach that. You know, I got earmuffs on. You know, I don't want that to happen, you know.
You should ask them for hair products tips.
Okay, I'm going to.
Well, only one of them, because
that's right. The
other one will give you some.
But I gotta listen.
Right.
I gotta listen, man.
I think I'll join you on that. I'm gonna listen to them too. I'm gonna listen to them too.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully they got a good guest or some good subjects, and we can really learn some things.
Yeah, man. Maybe okay. Where's Oscar? Is Oscar in the building? Is he in the building?
I'm not sure where Oscar is.
Yeah, we need to find out, you know, Oscar, what kind of curriculum are these guys working with, you know? We need to find that out, you know? But I want to hear the
411.
Yeah, the basketball stories and things like that. I didn't hear him talking about when Larry Bird scratched him on the back of the head. I didn't hear him talk about that. What about that?
Yeah, I want to hear a good Larry Bird Budweiser story, because I heard Larry Bird can drink a lot of Budweiser.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that's what I heard.
You know something else?
That's what Charles Barkley said. There was a documentary on the Dream Team. He said, I will never drink with Larry Bird again, because he said the next day, I was drinking Budweiser. I had the worst hangover the next day. I couldn't do anything at practice. So I'm going to ask Robert Reed if that's true.
Knowing Charles, man, it's probably true.
Yeah?
Yeah, knowing Charles. You know, Charles probably got some of the best stories in the world, man. Especially with that Dream Team time.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, Larry Bird couldn't practice very much because of his back.
Yeah. He was kind of towards the end of his career, too.
Yeah.
So he was probably they were in Barcelona.
Right.
I mean, that's a vacation city.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Beautiful beaches.
Yeah, beautiful everything.
Ladies, everything.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah.
You name it.
Yeah, they probably had a great time. But, but now, Sonny Ono does a podcast with me.
Okay.
Every Tuesday night. Oh No with Sonny Ono, Tokyo Heat.
Oh No with Sonny Ono.
Yeah. And Sonny Ono, every Tuesday night, has a Bud Light with him. Every Tuesday. So we're working on trying to get sponsorship.
With Bud Light?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Does he actually drink it, though?
Yes.
Okay.
In front of the crowd.
In front of the crowd?
Yeah, in front of everybody watching.
Does he finish it?
I don't know. His fingers are kind of small.
He probably has a little pony beers, those small pony beers.
So I don't know if he's finished it, man. I don't know.
He's probably filled with water.
He doesn't have gastric bypass, but his stomach is probably about that small anyway. So Sonny's working on the bill of sponsorship for us. And that's what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to launch the third part of the podcast, which will be we're going to be downloading things to Patreon and then putting out snippets and 5-minute clips of a lot of the shows and stuff like that on YouTube.
And Sonny was a longtime WCW manager, right?
Yes.
Who do you manage? You managed...
Who knows? Who cares?
Hey, some random guy, come on. We got Sonny with you. We'll put you over.
Who cares, man? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. I mean, whoever... I hate to do him like this on the radio show, man, but... you know what? I don't have very good memory sometimes when it comes to certain things, so I hate to sound like I'm disrespectful right now, but I'm really it's just kind of like I can't think about who we manage right now because I don't remember.
Right? Yeah.
I remember him managing Ernest Miller at one time, and me and Ernest had a match. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what happened, but some kind of way I went for Sonny, and Ernest schoolboyed me. He went behind me, got me. Wrapped me up real quick, 1, 2, 3, and I got up and I got ticked at Sonny.
Right.
And I grabbed Sonny and I put him in the
chokehold.
I put him there and I grabbed him. I do what I call a slapjack and I dropped him on top of his.
Did you ever recover?
This is the thing, though. I don't know if I should tell this on the radio show. Yeah, he recovered. Let's leave it there. He recovered. Yeah. I got a show with him Tuesday night. I'm gonna bring that up. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up. So remember when I drop you on top of your head.
That's what you get.
Yeah, I still remember. I was watching it on YouTube. I don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago, and I was like, "Oh man, I remember this match," but I didn't remember that part. I was like, "Oh, I didn't know I had grabbed Sonny and dropped him on his head."
He's a small guy, right?
Yeah,
5'8", 5'6".
Yeah, but like a 3rd, 4th degree black belt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A world karate champion, yeah. Yeah, back in the day when he was a young man, yeah. Sonny was real deal. Yeah, he was in karate movies and stuff, yeah.
He was like a Jackie Chan or something.
Nah, he wasn't that. Now come on, bro. I mean, he more like a Donnie Chan.
The off-brand version?
Yeah, it's like...
Instead of Chips Ahoy, you just get a bag that says cookies.
He was like...
Sonny on the...
I ain't trying to take that away from him, but I ain't trying to give him nothing. Neither Jackie Chan, that's talent, bro.
Right.
That's real talent. What's up, on GW? Daytime Stevie Ray. This is, man, I know a GW. GW, he follows the podcast, man. But, man, but the daytime version, guys, are a little different, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not all the interviews and stuff like that. 2 different shows. This is the radio version, GW. So it's more for your listening pleasure.
That's right.
Yeah, more for your listening pleasure. But getting back to the NASCAR guy, I'm going to have to check that out because tonight, I have a benefit to go to for my buddy John. We're raising money for him. He's suffering from cancer, and that longtime friend of mine. I think we've been friends for like 29 years. Close to 30 years, and he's suffering right now. So we got a big benefit for him tonight, man, and I can't wait. Matter of fact, man, I got us I'm going to be auctioning off my NWO boots.
Ooh, those are shiny, right? The black shiny boots. Are you going to sign them?
Black and white.
Black and white.
Only wore them like 6 times.
And you probably stomped a lot of heads with those boots.
Yeah, I did more stomping with my regular boots. But we're going to be doing that, and I want to let people know that. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another quick break, and you are listening to Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray right here, Edge Radio. Right back.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack. giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing findhealthbenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing findhealthbenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters. Angel, that's what we give them, bro.
Yeah, it sounds like Oscar Hines over here, because truth still matters.
Yes, truth still matters. You know, what a slogan.
Yeah. Especially now that, you know, this time of the year, you know, this crazy 2020 year.
Right. 2020 is going to go down. Oh, man. 1929, 1941, 2020. I mean, 2000.
And we're only, you know what, 6 months in. So, I mean,
yeah. Who knows what's going to happen next? Who knows, man? But hey, man, basketball season is getting ready to start.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Finally, some from team sports. I mean, they got soccer back overseas, but you know, really overseas, no one really pays attention over here. But basketball, man, this is something that's very exciting. It's going to be interesting how they do it, because they're all going to be kind of based in Orlando. And there's only going to be 22 teams.
Right.
So they have a shortened schedule, and then boom, they're going to start the playoff runs. And the Houston Rockets are a part of this 22 teams. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting because they're all going to be stationed in Orlando.
Right.
So it's going to kind of bring back that old AAU days, you know, like everybody's kind of, you know, at home. It could be good or bad as far as teams, because you can have beef with your teammates, and guess what? You can't go nowhere. You got the guys next door.
Right.
You know, if you guys go on a losing streak, guess what? Everybody's gonna get pretty tense. But it's awesome that the basketball is gonna be back. I think it's gonna be interesting because baseball is gonna come back as well.
Right.
And then, you know, the Holy Grail, the NFL, is gonna be starting in August. So they're gonna be fighting for TV spots.
I was just about to say, all of these sports leagues have contracts with
these TV providers.
Yeah. Now they're all going to be overlapping each other now.
Especially from us, the Houston. You know, you have the Houston Astros, you have the Houston Rockets, and you have the Houston Texans.
Right.
So, I mean, if they're both playing at the same time, which I would assume they would, because they have to make up so many games. I mean, is there going to be like a secondary channel, or?
I don't know, man. That's what I'm tripping on, man. I mean, I'm like,
all I hope for is that Sunday, just don't play any baseball, don't play any basketball.
Right.
Save Sunday for football.
I guess you're right on that.
Do double days. You know,
Right.
play 2 games on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make it happen.
Well, you know, in the NFL season, you know, basketball kind of starts. They used to in when it came to the big networks, they really didn't care about basketball very much until December.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they
That's
would
when it
start
starts heating
promoting the
up.
games. Because the season starts in what, October?
Yeah, October.
Yeah.
Late September, October.
Yeah, so you didn't start to really see any, you know, to the Christmas stuff come around. Because back in the day, years ago, the NFL playoffs used to be the Christmas week. A lot of people don't remember that. So the playoff games and the Super Bowl would be in January.
Now it's in February.
Because they put everything back.
Mm-hmm.
Then they started using the basketball tournaments, you know, like the college tournaments and stuff, to get the December, you know, to try to get everything kind of in with the people. And the playoffs got pushed back till January. And now the Super Bowl is played in February. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. You know, you got all the playoff stuff will be going on in December. And the Super Bowl is like the first week or the second week of February. Yeah, that's how it used to be.
Wow. And, you know, coming back to basketball, I see 2 things that are very interesting. One, this rest time. This rest time is going to be very, very good for these players, but it's going to take them a while to get back into their motion. Right.
Yes.
You know, you can be in shape. You can jog miles. You can ride bikes, but that basketball shape is totally different.
Yeah,
I mean, any
totally
sport.
different.
I mean,
anything.
Wrestling, football. And then another thing that stands out to me is this arena with no fans. I mean, it's going to have a very hollow. I mean, imagine wrestling. They do it right now, but it sounds very hollow. It's just like it's not the same type of atmosphere that you want as a.
You know
athlete.
what? To me, if they were going to do it this way, it's just me. Just like NASCAR's doing right now, they're racing twice a week with no fans.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball could have already been doing this.
Yeah.
If they were going to do it this way with no fans, they could have already been doing this. Matter of fact, they didn't even have to stop. I mean, they could have tested everybody.
Right, yeah.
You know, in my opinion, test everybody, and you could still have not as many games going on around the country, but you still could have did the games. I heard a lot of players were saying, well, we don't want to play in front of, in a stadium where it's no fans. But now, are they saying that now?
No.
You got no choice.
Yeah, especially when it affects your paycheck.
It is what it is, yeah.
I mean, I think that the blueprint of WWE was perfect. I don't know why other sports didn't do that. I mean, you go to Florida because Florida was considered essential to have wrestling as you know the workers perform.
As far as Vince.
And exactly. Yeah. So I mean, how many people were in that area? You have like 3 cameramans. You have a referee. Right. Let's say there's a tag match. You have that 4 performers inside the ring. I mean, for basketball, there's 5-on-5. Let's say you have 3 officials. Yeah, that's about 13 people. I mean, camera crew, space them out.
Right.
I think they should have had that model from the very beginning. And of course, always test, before and after to try to eliminate that headache. But
that's what NASCAR's doing. Dale just asked, will the sports be behind closed doors? No fans allowed, man.
Yeah, I think they're really going to have pressure, though, because the NFL said they're having fans.
I heard that.
So if the NFL is going to have fans, baseball's going to be like, hey, look, they're doing it. NBA, okay, they're doing it. So now it's our turn. Even if it's a small capacity.
But see, football doesn't start till September.
Right.
We still got a few more months before September. So they got a little leeway.
Yeah.
This basketball thing getting ready to start off in what, 2-3 weeks?
Yeah. July?
3 weeks?
July, early July.
I mean, I think if it happens the way they say it's going to happen, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think they go in with no fans first, maybe a month or 2, and then they start bringing in.
You think they're going to bring in fans?
25% capacity, but there's going to be no interaction with the players. It's just you sit in and you leave. No merchandise, no beer parties, none of that stuff. Just I mean, it's going to be interesting because it's in Orlando. It's going to be like a tournament,
right?
Yeah,
it's going to be like one of those. Like you say, AAU tournaments with no people. And usually some of these basketball tournaments, anybody have ever gone to them, a lot of them start so early in the morning. There's nobody there. You know what I'm saying? I've been to some of them back in the day, and there's nobody there anyway.
I kind of like it though, because I mean, these guys have nothing else to focus on besides basketball.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get, you would hope you're gonna get the best basketball you've seen.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna be going out to clubs and doing this, doing that. You're gonna be solely focused in at your craft.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm glad things are getting ready to pick back up, because that gives me more to talk about. That's really what Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray is really about. Yeah. It's about talking about sports. Now, did you notice that ESPN had a couple of boxing matches on this week?
Yeah, man, it was awesome.
Nobody in the crowd, but the boxing was good, man.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, you had was it Shafar Stevenson?
Yes, he was on the.
that guy.
He was what, Tuesday night or Wednesday?
Yeah, it was a random day. Yeah. I mean, he made easy work of his opponent.
Right,
easy work. I mean, he made it
that
look
kid's
like
got a future.
Yeah,
he's got a future.
Olympic gold medalist, right? Yeah, I mean, that guy made easy work, and his opponent was Olympic medalist as well. He finalized in the Olympics, so I mean, he wasn't a slack,
right?
But he made him look like one,
right?
But yeah, I think it's great having boxing back, man. I think the more events are going to be coming around, and you're going to get a lot of respect for boxing. Right? I think, because you think about it, you don't have the NFL, you don't have the NBA, you don't have baseball, so people are hungry for sports.
Right. Oh man, I know I am. I'm losing my mind,
I got
man.
a buffet over here.
I'm sorry, brother. I mean, sports has been my life since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an alternative life form for me, man. I mean, I live through it, and it helps me get through the day. If it's something on sports-wise that I'm into, I don't care how bad of a day I got. I don't care how bad of a week I've had. It brings me out of it, man.
Yeah. It definitely gives you something to look forward to too.
Yeah.
If you've had a rough couple of days or whatever, you're like, oh, my team's playing on Friday night or this and that. Like, you're like, okay, I'm excited.
Right.
I'm excited. And you might not be happy with the result.
Right.
But at least, you're fed in through it.
Exactly.
And I miss sports too. I mean, I think August is going to be the perfect time.
You think so?
Because you're going to have basketball, baseball, and you're going to have that preseason football. I
forgot all about basketball.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah. You're gonna have
they're doing an abbreviated schedule also, right?
Yeah, they're trying to work out the details and all that, but you would hope that they get it pushed through, because, I mean, that'd be a good time to be betting.
Yeah. Tell me about it. And that's what I'm saying, man. Well, do we have enough television? I guess we do. I'm quite sure the people that run this stuff have gone through all the particulars, and like you said, I think football is kind of like staying out of it until it's time for them to go. And I'm so anxious to see football this year. I'm so anxious to see let me put it like this. Do you think if they don't pay Dak Prescott a long-term deal, do you think Dak is going to sit out the big?
I don't see that. I think with everything, barring everything that's been happening, I think he would have sat out.
Right.
But I think with all this whole pandemic and I don't see him sitting out. I think he'll bite the bullet for another year and hold on to Jerry's promises that have not been confirmed.
Right. My boy Dale just asked, do you guys think the team's performance in basketball would be affected? It's no doubt in my mind, bro. The cohesiveness is not going to be there.
Right.
And basketball is such everybody got to be on the same page when that ball is going from one person to the next, man. That's going, and that's why I say we might see some things, because certain teams were cooking. Mm-hmm. You just seen it on the writing on the wall. Certain teams were cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lakers were one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
They were. When I seen what LeBron James did with the Greek Freak, I was like, man, he made this dude look like a ham and egger. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, you got a couple of teams out there. The Lakers, they're definitely the forefront. You got the Clippers, who are really good.
Right.
I mean, back to what I was saying, LeBron rested. That's pretty scary. I mean, this dude hasn't had rest in a while, and as long as he's taking care of his body, stretching, making sure he doesn't stay hurt.
But this is why I think the way this tournament is coming down, I think every team that had an advantage, I don't know if they're still going to have it.
Right, yeah.
I just don't.
And when you play with these basketball players and you play with your team, it takes a good 1 to 2 weeks to get that familiarity back, because it's one thing to be training camp. It's one thing to, shoot around, but to play live basketball with other teams and other opponents, you're going to need to find your niche.
Brother, that's what well, the thing is, some of these sports, man, these, like the Foxes, ABC, Disney, CBS, NBC, these people have been paid so much money.
Yeah.
These are $1 billion contracts, man. And that contract entails that you got to show these games. This is how they make the money off the sponsors.
Yeah.
And if it's not out there, that's why NASCAR, they signed a multi-billion-dollar deal with Fox. That's why they got to get those races out there. You see all those sponsors on the side of those cars?
Yeah.
Somebody
they paid good money.
There's somebody that paid big money.
Well, you look at the UFC, they signed a long-term deal with ESPN, and
right.
I believe they had to put up like 44 fights in a year.
Right.
And, with this whole pandemic, now what they're going to do moving forward, they're going to have maybe 3 fights a week.
I see that coming.
In July, they have one on, I believe a Monday, a Wednesday, Friday, and a Saturday.
Right.
Because, they have to fulfill their contract.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to fulfill it. Because if you don't fulfill it, you don't get paid.
Or if you have gotten paid, you got to be reimbursed.
Right. Yeah, there's something in that small print.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're guaranteed certain ratings on certain things too, depending on what sport it is. That a rating has to be this high. That's how they can range how many people seeing that thing on the side of the car, or how many times people seeing that commercial that's played over and over. That's not my expertise, but I was reading about that. Man, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on.
Man. Now, my buddies, I'm going to have Cruz Petragon and his brother, Tony Petragon, the Petragon brothers.
Petragon.
Yeah, 2 Latino Americans that do drag racing. Now, in drag racing, the TV contracts are not like that.
Right, yeah. You got to really search for a channel.
They buy their time and then put it on, and that's how they make their money. So NASCAR, which is NHRA, don't have a contract like NASCAR. NASCAR contracts are like football.
Right. Weekly.
No. They, how somebody, ESPN pays for the Thursday night stuff, and they give the NFL this many billions of dollars. NBC pays for the Sunday night stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you got CBS and Fox on Sunday pay for all that stuff. So it's different. Everybody else can pay for so many games. But in drag racing, it's not like that. They buy the time and sell it to the corporate people, the sponsors and stuff like that, or the commercial people. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they make their money. So when a guy done put this stuff on the side of a race car, brother, if I'm not on the track, they ain't got a deal.
Right. No one can see them.
Where my money? Cruz, you know what I'm saying?
Like Debo, right?
Yeah. I think Cruz got Snap-on tools on the side of his car. Snap-on is going to be like, hey, brother, the contract said you was going to be seen this many times a year. I think 22 times or something like that, on this many
platforms. And so many eyes can see you. And now,
you're
hiding in the garage.
He's back in Corona, California, drinking a Corona.
Oh, man, that sounds like a good time.
So I'm going to try to get both of those guys on the matter of fact, I might try to get both of them on the podcast, either have one call into the radio station, because that's what I'm going to start doing here for the show, hopefully starting next week.
Yeah, having some glorified guests. I mean, we've had a lot.
We've had a lot, man.
You name it. Every profession.
Now, some people that I'm working on. Jesse Ventura. I'm working on the body. And I'm also going to be working on getting O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson.
We got to get the juice on the show.
The juice.
We got to get the juice. Hopefully during football season.
Yeah.
You know
even breaking down some preseason,
Yeah.
Get everybody excited.
Yeah. Well, we get the juice.
Got the juice on.
Get the juice, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to talk about stuff he don't want to talk about.
No.
But Juice, a football player, we can talk to him, you know?
He probably wants to talk about some golf. That guy's always on the golf course.
Well, if Juice want to talk about golf, him and Tiger Woods can go out and have a soiree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, Tiger Woods, I don't give two craps about, and the Juice, I got more respect for the Juice than I'll ever have for a Tiger Woods in my life. And I go on record as saying that, this cobbling Asian or whatever the hell he presents himself as, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, man, those are two people that before this year is out, I'm trying to get them, dog.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm also going to try to go back to get Larry Holmes.
Yeah, legendary heavyweight boxer.
I had I had Ronnie on the podcast. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, Ronnie Shields.
Yeah, I had Ronnie on the podcast. I'm going to have to bring Ronnie back.
Yeah, bring him on the show.
No, I'm going to have to have him called here.
Yeah.
Okay? And, well, then again, I don't know if he's training people this time of day.
He can take a break. Charlo can take a break. Take 5, Charlo. We need Ronnie Shields on the show.
You know, as a matter of fact, I think we should get them both on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Charlo's trying to position himself for a big fight coming up.
That's what I heard.
But with everything, you know, taking place.
With Billy Joe Saunders?
Well, Canelo was supposed to face Billy Joe Saunders.
Oh, okay.
He was supposed to fight him in August.
Okay, what happened with that?
The whole Corona thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, in May. He was supposed to fight him in May.
But I thought they were going to redo it.
Well, now they're talking
Like
about
August
they're
and
going to find a
September.
new opponent. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, Canelo says he wants to expand his brand, you know, overseas. You know, to
I'm
the
telling
UK
you, bro, I want to see him fight Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
That guy is good.
Yeah.
That guy's good.
And he's a legit 160.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
and he's at the top of his prime. I mean,
Right.
you know, Canelo just fought, you know, Kovalev.
Right.
And Kovalev was kind of, you know, descending.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Billy Joe Saunders looks legit.
Yeah.
I think between Billy Joe Saunders and Jamal Charlo, those are going to be the biggest tests for Canelo.
I think so too.
Because I think both of those guys do not fear him whatsoever.
Not at all.
And you know, one thing that Ronnie has an advantage of is he's fought Canelo before. Well, one of his fighters has fought Canelo before.
Yeah, that was
It's Ronnie Lara.
Yeah, Erislandy Lara, and I think one of his other fighters, another guy he was training too. I forgot what nationality the guy was, but be it as it may, Erislandy Lara, bro. I remember that fight. Mm-hmm. I think Lara won that fight.
Yeah, I think he's a technical specialist, and I think he won. I wasn't surprised they gave him a draw, or
Right.
you know, but yeah, I think he won that fight, and that's why Ronnie's so pissed off.
Right. Remember, Ronnie talked to us about that, didn't he?
Yeah, he said Canelo will not come near me again. Canelo will not come near me again. You know, like he has the right hand loaded up over there, Ronnie.
Billy says Milwaukee and the Lakers in the finals.
That's a good finals. That's a great finals. I think whoever goes in the finals from the West is going to win. It's either going to be the Lakers or the Clippers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like one of them is going to beat each other out.
Right.
It's going to be the Lakers and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals.
So you're not giving the Rockets a chance?
Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen.
No?
I don't see it. I don't think they have that tenacity. I don't think they have that lockdown grit that the Clippers have and that the Lakers will have.
But the Rockets can hit the big three.
That's right. But you can also die by the three.
The Rockets have died by the three many times.
And that's why we have
This might be the year that the three-pointer carries them over the hump, man.
Yeah, that's true. It might
be back in like the old Robert Horry days, man.
Hopefully in Orlando the rim's a little bit bigger, so those three sink in a little bit more.
I don't know, man. I'm pulling for the Rockets though. But you know, I would love to see the Lakers in the finals with Milwaukee also, man. I think that'll be good for ratings. Yeah, I know who they want to be. They want LeBron James to be in there at all costs.
Against anybody.
I'm telling you right now. The NBA needs LeBron James in the finals. You know, because for 8 years straight, people got... I can't even believe I'm saying this. For 8 years straight, people got to see this guy in the finals every year.
Yeah.
He's like Ric Flair.
He's always the main event.
You know what I'm saying?
He's always closing the house down.
He's like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, man.
Yeah.
You know, every WrestleMania, who's in the main event?
Hulkster or Flair. And they're bleeding.
Yeah. I'm like, you know, I just thought about that. You know, like every year, This guy's in the finals. Now, if he goes to the finals with a third team, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising. You know, and actually the finals are going to be the beginning of October.
Man.
So, I mean, it's going to overlap football pretty well. I mean, there's going to be a lot of buzz.
Man. Woo.
How do you feel about that?
Maybe by then they may have let the I think when they do the championship,
they got to have somebody in there.
They got to.
That's just to have a hollow gym in such intense moment, you know, you got to have somebody in there. I mean, at least do a fake crowd, something. I don't know.
Yeah, with some blow up dolls, like they did over
some floaties and some blow up dolls. Yeah,
they did that over in Korea. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. The Korean baseball. That's why I still to this day I cannot watch it.
Hey man, late at night I'll watch anything, man, because there's nothing else on. I watch it. I was like, what is this? I didn't even know it was Korean baseball. I thought it was from Japan.
Yeah. At first I thought it was like reruns of like some 1999 or something, you know.
Hey, those people got it right. Hey, let's play the games and send the international feed for people who usually don't see us, but they see us now. So, hey, they might have something.
Yeah.
They had all those fake people in the audience. I thought it was cool, man. Hey, it's entertaining to me.
Look at that. We're talking about them. So there you go. They did something right.
Like I said, if NASCAR can race, because NASCAR is a big TV sport, you know, even though NASCAR is super exciting live. I mean, super exciting. But watching it on TV is the next best thing. But I tell anybody, if you've never been to a NASCAR race live, bruh.
Yeah.
If you go live, or IndyCar race. IndyCar even started last week. They even started at Texas. No fans in the audience, but the most boringest race in the history of mankind. It was the most boringest race. Back in the day, in the 2000s, the Indy cars were different. Mm-hmm. They weren't turbocharged, and the chassis were more lifted in the front and more lower in the rear. Different schematic, geometry of the car. Those cars ran in a pack at Texas, wheel to wheel, side by side, the whole race. And it was just so exciting because it was like, these guys are daredevils.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Each other, right?
And it's open wheel, so it's no fenders. So if you that's what I'm saying. And you watching it for a whole race, your heart is just pumping, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and now with the new geometry, one guy got in the lead and it was just like follow the leader for the rest of the race.
Yeah, that's not good.
I was like, man, this is my buddy hit me and he said, man, this is boring, because I didn't know it was on. I started watching it. I'm like, okay, they'll heat it up once they get to the end. Oh my goodness.
This guy was just above everybody, huh?
It was. Hey, Brandon, what's going on? It was horrific. And I was like, I've never seen an IndyCar race that boring before. Firstly, you take the Indy 500 away from me. That's first and foremost.
Right.
And then you bring it back with the most boringest race in the history of mankind. Then on top of that, they put these new shields on. They do the windshields that cover the guys now.
Oh no!
You can't even see open wheel is where you can see the guy in the car.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. You can see his helmet. You go, wow, look at that guy. He's driving that car. You can see him.
Making those turns,
the steering wheel and stuff like that. Now you don't know. Brianna could be in the car. How would I know?
It could be one of those Teslas that's driving the damn car.
I'm like, that's how the audience got that connection with the guy.
Yeah,
because you see him.
Yeah, he's presentable.
Right. Now he just like, you might well put some fenders on him and call it NASCAR now.
Yeah. It might be some guy, in the control room just, pushing buttons for all we know.
Brother. Yeah, it could have been. Tech wizards. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to take our last break of the day. You are watching Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, the radio version, right here on Edge Radio Network. We'll be right back.
So let's talk a little bit about intuitive communication. One of the things that I've always found very fascinating is how we instinctively have a connection to one another. And it's one of those things that no one can really explain. They just seem to feel it.
I've always believed that in the realm of creativity, we're connected to a higher source. Some people call it the morphic field. Some people call it the cause of all causes, or the knowing, or God, or any number of different things. And whatever your belief systems are, you can appreciate that we all have a higher intelligence. And that's why when I look at what is happening in the world right now with vitriolic speech and with people who are promoting hate and divisiveness, it's really a sad state of affairs. I mean, if you think about the beauty and the diversity that we have on this planet, you think about all the amazing people that can contribute amazing things. There's not one person that has not experienced some foreign food, some ethnic flavor that you absolutely love to this day. Well, what if that person didn't exist? What if everybody just ate this one thing that was part of your culture? You see, that would take the fun out of life. Same thing with music, same thing with fashion, same thing with architecture, same thing with every form of artistic expression. That's what our Creator had in mind when He put us on this planet, to have that kind of wonderful, amazing, creative, synergistic diversity. And when someone has that, that's when they can really appreciate from a worldview how amazing this planet truly is. So I invite you to really open yourself up to intuitive communication, to become intentional about how you feel about your life and your interaction with everyone in your life, whether they're just like you, different than you, or somebody who can become like you, as in you being a mentor to them. So, as Gandhi says, become the love you want in your life. Thank you for listening. I'm Oscar Hines, NinjaTalks.com. So let's talk a little bit about intuitive communication. You know, one of the things that I've always found very fascinating is how we instinctively have a connection to one another. And it's one of those things that no one can really explain. They just seem to feel it. I've always believed that in the realm of creativity, we're connected to a higher source. Some people call it the morphic field. Some people call it the cause of all causes, or the knowing, or God, or any number of different things. And whatever your belief systems are, you can appreciate that we all have a higher intelligence. And that's why when I look at what is happening in the world right now with vitriolic speech and with people who are promoting hate and divisiveness, it's really a sad state of affairs. I mean, if you think about the beauty and the diversity that we have on this planet, you think about all the amazing people that can contribute amazing things. There's not one person that has not experienced some foreign food, some ethnic flavor that you absolutely love to this day. Well, what if that person didn't exist? What if everybody just ate this one thing that was part of your culture? You see, that would take the fun out of life. Same thing with music, same thing with fashion, same thing with architecture, same thing with every form of artistic expression.
Okay, we are back right here on Edge Radio. Edge Radio. You can go to edgeradionetwork.com and check us out right now. This is Stevie Ray, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, right here on Edge Radio with my boy Angel Corona. And Angel, we're on the last leg, brother.
Yeah, last leg.
We're at the last leg, and I just want to get you. We've talked about basketball. We don't even talk about baseball. Okay, we don't even give them credence.
Is that a sport?
Yeah, but we do. We'll talk about baseball when the Astros are doing good.
Right, when they're not getting booed, like
and people trying to say they're cheaters.
Yeah, you still got to hit the ball. I mean, you still got to hit the ball. You still got to catch the ball.
Yeah, because somebody hit the side of a barrel or something like that, or what? It was a trash can. Ting, 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 ting. Oh, that's really, bro.
I mean, if that's the case, you can hear every fan screaming, right? I mean, they're getting heckled. Everybody's getting heckled.
Right.
I mean, and the thing about this whole scandal is there's multiple teams that were doing it.
Right.
The Red Sox.
Right.
I'm sure, the Dodgers had some type of affiliation, but that they kept it very, very low.
Right.
But to me, they won the World Series and they are the champions. And if anybody tries to discredit that, then they did not watch the games.
Right.
And I think that's what it is. People who are not watching the games are saying, oh, they cheated, so they're not champions.
Right. They cheated. Somebody hit a garbage can. I mean, really? It's not like I want a rerun of the sitcom The Monsters. This is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they make a big deal out of it. I'm like, wow, bro. Anyway, that's why we don't really like talking about baseball very much. But I tell you what we do like talking about, and that's football.
That's right. Sunday's best.
And football is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, man? Who's your favorites in the NFC?
Oh man, the NFC. Something about the Packers. Something about the Packers. I think every year they're very competitive. And if you have Aaron Rodgers, who to me is the best quarterback in the NFL, I think you always have a fighting chance.
You know what? I agree with you on that, but I'm gonna be straight up and honest. I would not be surprised to see the 49ers right back in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, I mean that's another good heavyweight right there too. I mean they added another receiver to their addition.
Right.
They got a good running game.
Right.
Their defense isn't getting way better.
Right.
They got Garoppolo who's getting another year under his belt,
right.
So he should develop chemistry. They got a stud receiver in Deebo Samuel.
Right.
I mean,
that Deebo Samuel something else, man.
And he had a strong second half.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid can really fly.
For a rookie, I mean, the dude is like a running back playing wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. They traded for Emmanuel Sanders.
Right.
And then Deebo Samuel ended up outplaying him.
Right.
So they said, okay, let's cut ties with Emmanuel Sanders. And
Sanders only signed a 1-year deal anyway, so he was trying to audition for and they were trying to use him for that Super Bowl run.
Right, yeah.
But what they're looking for is young guys.
And that they found
They're
him.
looking for young guys and taking nothing away from Sanders. But, going into that Super Bowl run, you need that kind of leadership, and somebody has been there. He had been to a couple of Super Bowls already.
Right. Yep.
So, Emmanuel Sanders, I think he did his job. And now he's in New Orleans, where New Orleans kind of needs that same leadership right now. So, that's Emmanuel Sanders. But, those guys, that's a super young team.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that they got. That a lot of teams, they're so good and they're so young. And I was like tripping last year when in the Super Bowl, Garoppolo missed one pass and they blamed the whole game on it. Like, what the one pass?
Yeah.
But I didn't see the defense stop anybody from the middle of the third quarter all the way to the end of the game. What about that?
Yeah, it's such a lopsided defensive play from the 49ers. I mean, they had the Kansas City Chiefs right where they wanted them, but I mean, it's just something switched.
You know what, brother, when Patrick Mahomes and those guys, when they hit that switch, man, they did the same thing to the Texans.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, what do you please don't remind me of that.
I'm like, in the whole second half, I mean, from the middle of the second quarter, they had 8 drives and 6 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. You look at the score, it was like 24-0, and then boom, 21-24. And then you, as a Texans fan, you just bowed your head. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
Golly, man. I mean,
it sucked the soul out of us.
Goodness. And I'm like, when they turn that switch on, brother, they are hard to stop. That is legitimate firepower. Seriously. And even the San Francisco 49ers saw it, and I was like, okay, San Francisco, y'all got a good defense, but that kid on that, what was it, third and whatever.
Yeah.
And this dude hit a 44-yard pass. That's the play. It wasn't the play Emmanuel Sanders missed,
right?
Or Garoppolo overthrew.
Yeah.
That 44-yard completion, that's when you knew.
That's when you got your ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad about a rematch either. I mean, you think that'd be great.
Oh.
Because if you think about the year before, that was probably the worst Super Bowl I've seen in my lifetime.
I'm telling you right now.
At halftime, we were having a party. I mean, we couldn't even party.
And that was a quarterback that was in over his head, and play calling that was just terrible.
Right. Yeah. Try to do too much
because the Patriots, they were given that game. They were given that game because the game was over everybody's head on the other side. But if you really think about it, it wasn't for one play, the New Orleans Saints would have been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That'd have been probably better Super Bowl to watch.
The New Orleans Saints would have stomped the New Orleans Patriots.
You know the New Orleans Saints can at least score 10 points.
Exactly.
On any given Sunday. Any given Sunday.
If it wasn't for, who was it? D Ford? It wasn't D Ford, was it? For the Kansas City Chiefs that lined up off sides. The Kansas City Chiefs would have beat the Patriots. Right. The game was over. Remember that?
Yeah.
And Brady threw an interception, and the game was over.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, the guy lined up off sides. Now I'm like,
throw the flag. They threw the flag.
Yeah, and then they got a chance to keep going. So think about it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for two plays, who would have been in the Super Bowl? The Kansas City Chiefs against the New Orleans Saints.
And that'd have been fireworks.
Yes.
Fireworks all over it. So, yeah, I think the NFC, you're looking at, potentially the Saints.
Right.
And, the 49ers.
Right.
And my dark horse.
Seattle's got to be there.
Yeah, and my dark horse is the Green Bay Packers.
You know what my dark horse is?
Who's that?
Jimmy from California.
Okay. Straight shooting with Stevie Ray. Who am I talking to?
Yes. Can you take a call from Los Angeles, California?
Yeah. Yeah, I can take a call from Los Angeles, California. Jim. What's up, Jim?
Just don't send the bill.
This is Jimmy Tibbs.
Jimmy Tibbs. What's up, Jimmy Tibbs? I know who it is. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm out here on Los Angeles time, West Coast time. So anyway, I wanted to say I think it's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals this year, but. You see, the league has a...
Wait a minute. I got to stop you right there.
Yes, sir.
I got to stop you right there. Now, I know this kid, Joe Burrow's played at LSU, right down the road from where you're from in New Orleans. But that's kind of a stretch to say Joe Burrow in the the AFC North is going to just walk through that division.
Stevie, the Roger Goodell in the league has a predetermined bias.
Oh.
It's in his contract.
I can let you explain the joke to the audience.
Yeah, I will later.
Man, I'm catching the end of the show. I just want to say hi, man. I'm knee deep in this situation for housing.
How's it going? How's that going?
Oh my God, Stevie needs so much work.
Wow.
I mean, this place is worth about 900 G's, but
right.
It's a lot of work, and I may end up having to relocate out here for a couple of months.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Oh man!
So it's a massive undertaking. Have you ever seen Jaws?
Yes.
And Roy Shire says you're gonna need a bigger boat. That's what I found. That's what I found myself. It is a massive undertaking. But it's an old house is over 100 years old.
Wow.
And, the neighborhood wants to preserve it and this, that, and the other. So I'm in some tall cotton right now, man. But
wow.
Yeah, it all works out,
Well, hey, man.
I just want to say hello, man. I didn't want to interrupt the show. But
hey, I appreciate it, Jimmy. I appreciate it, man. But you hang in there, bro.
I'll be back in August.
And I see you Monday?
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, brother. Peace. That's my co-host on Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, my podcast, Mr. Jimmy Tibbs. Comedian extraordinaire, man. He just wanted to holler at us and give us a joke.
He really is a comedian because this guy said the Cincinnati Bengals. Come on, man. When was the last time they had a winning record?
Well, a few years ago. But the thing is, man, that's a tough division. The Browns are going to be good. The Steelers are going to be good. And the Ravens are going to be good.
Yeah.
The rookie is the odd man out. Now, if he can play like he did at LSU last year, Joe Burrow, he can play like that, and all the other teams play like
mediocre.
Like Mississippi State or something like that. Then but you got one of the top defenses, two of the top defenses I think two of the top 5 defenses was in one division within 6 or 7 teams, and that was the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a top 7, 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, and he's not playing at LSU where everybody's good. His defense he doesn't have 5 guys leaving the defense going to the NFL and 2 receivers going to the NFL. No, it's gonna be hard work.
Right,
for that
and
guy.
you're running back.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. These kids, I mean, people talk about J.J. Watt, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. T.J. Watt should have been the defensive MVP last year of the NFL. He got second, but he should have got first. That guy is that good, bro. A lot of people don't get to see him because he plays in Pittsburgh. Here in Houston, I'm talking about. That dude, man.
Yeah, he has an engine. That guy does not get tired. I mean, I remember JJ being in his heyday. He's a little bit bigger. JJ's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, a little bit bigger.
But I think TJ, his engine's a little bit deeper.
It's close.
He's very tenacious.
It's close, but that dude is so smart. I watch him every year. This dude he's been in the league 3 years now. Well, this will be his 4th year coming up. I'm like, brother, this dude is the real deal. But I watched him when he was at Wisconsin. And you can ask buddies of mine. I said, the Steelers going to have to. I said this before the draft. I hope the Steelers draft T.J. Watt. This dude is that good. And when they drafted him.
You were happy.
Oh, my God. I was like, man. But I didn't know he was going to be this good. But goodness, man, those guys are so tenacious and they so savvy. They're so smart. Not the most athletic people in the world, but like you say, that hard work and tenacious is just, that's
teach that,
but to be in the right place at the right time or make the right move, you know what I'm saying? That's this. A lot of that you can't, like what the Watts do. A lot of it you can't even. They just know.
Yeah,
they just got that 3rd sense, man, the 4th sense, or whatever, bro. But yeah, that's let's see who else we got here. Do you guys watch or like soccer, aka football, in the UK?
You like soccer, Stevie?
No. We got time for the popular sports in the United States of America. Okay, that's everything. I don't care if it's dodgeball, badminton, anything like that. All of these things, horse racing, the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness. All of those things before we watch soccer. That's what we do. Just letting everybody know. So if anybody else got any soccer questions out there, they ain't happening.
Save it for Telemundo.
Yeah, Telemundo.
No, actually, shout out to the Houston Dynamo. They're going to do a tournament as well, and they got a tough group.
Really?
Very tough group. Yeah, they're with the LA Galaxy, LAFC. That's as much as I know about soccer.
Yeah. That's about as much as I know, too. Man, I'm getting a bad wireless connection for you guys that was watching on Facebook. But yeah, man, I think now in the AFC, what you thinking?
Oh, man, I think the Ravens did so well last year. I think the regular season was so good. I think they'll struggle a little bit more in the regular season, but I think when it's time to kick in, I think they'll come out of the AFC.
Okay, they had a chance last year. Look what happened to them. Kansas City Chiefs.
Them too. I mean, that's not a bad pick either.
No, Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs earned that Super Bowl last year.
For sure.
They earned it, bro. But I'm thinking.
Do you see a repeat? Because think about it. For a lot of the year, Tyreek Hill was out.
Yeah.
Mahomes missed 3 games.
Yeah.
But whenever it mattered most, all of them, clicked in together.
Yeah. You know what, bro? I would not be surprised if anybody can stop them. It's the Ravens. If anybody can stop them in the AFC, unless we get a surprise that comes out of one of the divisions, And, maybe the NFC North, I don't think the Steelers are going to be at top notch. That was Ben's first year back. I don't know how much time he's had to train with a bunch of those young guys. If this was any other year, I could see that. But he didn't play last year.
Yeah.
But, dog, I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I see. I don't see Buffalo. I see Buffalo being about as good as they were last year.
They might take the division because, you got the Patriots who.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just going to go on record to saying this today. I would not be surprised if the New England Patriots are better this year than they were last year.
Ooh, that's a statement right there.
Seriously.
We got that on record. Right,
Yes.
Brianna?
I would not be surprised. And now people are saying because of a 43-year-old Tom Brady is going to make the Tampa Bay Buccaneers better.
Yeah, I don't buy into that.
I can't see that.
Into that hype. Yeah, I don't see it.
I can't see that because in that division, this is not playing in the Jets,
Miami,
the Dolphins, and the Buffalo Bills. You're talking about the New Orleans Saints. You're talking about the who is that?
Carolina
Panthers and the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
All of these teams have been in the Super Bowl in recent years.
Right, yeah. They've been bouncing around, but yeah, at least
all of these teams have been in the Super Bowl in recent years. And all of these teams are contenders against each other because it's such a tough division.
Right. Yeah.
Tampa Bay has always been the odd team out.
Right. It's kind of like process by elimination.
Right.
One of these guys is going to fall.
All of them usually go, at least 2 teams a year go to the playoffs out that division. You ever notice that?
Yeah. It's usually Atlanta and New Orleans.
Carolina was just
Carolina
just in the Super Bowl 15.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden the great Tom Brady with these old legs, with these old knees, with this Geritol back,
right?
With all these with these pass rushes.
Yeah.
This is not the AFC.
And I think a lot of people do not recognize how bad that offensive line is.
You know what? That's what I'm tripping on. Why is that?
I mean, Jameis threw a lot of interceptions because he got a lot of pressure.
He got a lot of pressure.
So I mean, unless they're gonna take in that Michael Jordan water juice. I mean, I don't see how the offensive line gets better. I mean, you have a stacked receiving core, but I mean, the defense is okay. The defense is okay, but that offensive line to me is the question mark. And Brady,
and I think they're bringing the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody saw what Brady for the last couple of years. Everybody has saw what people are doing in the AFC, but I think the NFC defenses are much better than the AFC defenses on a whole, especially in that division.
Yeah,
man, they coming.
And not to mention, if they're playing away, I mean those fan bases are pretty loud.
Right,
they'll get into it. In Atlanta, you'll get into it with New Orleans.
Right,
very Carolina. Name another sport in Carolina.
But they
love football.
It's like in the AFC in their division against the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets. Can you believe that? The Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets on a yearly basis.
Yeah, that's definitely a step.
You practice everything on them to see if it works on other teams.
That's true.
So in essence, it's like you were practicing in your division.
Right.
So when you got ready to play other teams, you could do stuff.
Right.
That other teams hadn't seen yet because we practice on.
You kind of use them as like a gauge, a scrimmage gauge.
A template. You think you're going to be able to do that in the NFC? No way. Because you got to play both. You got to play each one of those teams twice a year. And that's that division. What's that, the NFC East? What about all the other NFC teams? Yeah. There's no real weak teams in the NFC.
No.
Other than it ain't the Eagles. It ain't the Cowboys. It's
the Redskins. Maybe the Redskins. You might get a break on the Redskins.
Maybe the Redskins. It ain't the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-mm.
It ain't the Detroit Lions. It ain't the Green Bay Packers. It ain't the Seattle Seahawks.
No.
It ain't the Rams.
I mean,
it ain't the 49ers.
You got to.
Well, look at what we talking about right here, man.
That's a weekly.
Each team we name got a chance. We ain't even talking about your division. Each team that we name, other than the Redskins, maybe, got a chance. That's what you got to play against every week. And that's in the NFC. You probably playing against a potential playoff team every week. Every week.
And you're going to get smacked around.
Yes.
I mean, he's what, 43, 44?
43.
I mean, good luck. You know?
Yeah. No, I want to see this because Skip Bayless is like, hey, the deep ball, Jameis Winston, he could throw the deep, you know. And Shannon is trying to explain to him, before you can throw the deep ball, you got to have time to throw it first.
You got to step into it.
Right. But if the offensive line is not holding up, that's one reason Jameis Winston threw a lot of interceptions, because he was throwing off balance.
I mean,
he was pushing
passes,
things of that nature.
You got a guy's arm, a guy's helmet on you. He's still trying to throw the ball. I mean, it's going to be tough for Brady. I don't think it's going to be all shine and smiles.
No, Skip Bayless said they're going to win 10 or 11 games.
Oh, no. I would definitely take the under on that.
Because he said it was coming on at the end of last season. And because of Jameis Winston threw for 5,100 and some yards, so that means Tom Brady can throw for more than that.
Right.
But Jameis Winston is a more athletic quarterback and mobile than Tom Brady. So he had to shake a lot of tackles sometime and then hit that big one down the field. He did that a lot of times, man. And that's one reason he had a lot of yards. So I don't really know if it's going to be interesting to see.
I'll be surprised if they make the playoffs.
Really?
I mean, if they do, there'll be a wild card team, but I would be 100% surprised.
Brother, it's going to be hard to make it. You got to realize the same coach, Joe Brady, that went to LSU last year. You know where he is right now, right?
Where's that?
Carolina. That's why, what's his name, went to Carolina and signed that $60-something million contract.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes.
That's another. That's a good signing right there.
No, what I'm saying is the coach that showed Joe Burrow at LSU in that new offense. Because remember the year before, Joe Burrow was nothing. Then all of a sudden he looked like the best quarterback that ever seen college football.
Right.
Because of Joe Brady. Now Joe Brady's with Carolina. That offense, that same scheme.
Yeah.
That Drew Brees plays under, that throws for all those yards, that we seen Joe Burrow have all that sex in, Teddy Bridgewater is playing with it with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. We ain't got to talk about New Orleans. And isn't Matt Ryan a former MVP just a few years ago?
Yeah, former MVP.
So that's what you're going against.
And they added Todd Gurley. I mean, what's left of Todd Gurley, we don't know, but I mean, he's still a threat.
So you see what I'm saying, bro? Ladies and gentlemen, we had another hot one. You know, we've had another hot one. We've laid it down. This is your Edge Radio Network. You can see us here every week, 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. The world's most dangerous radio show. And starting next week, we're going to show you exactly how dangerous we are. My name is Stevie Ray, for my man Angel Corona. Angel, you got any parting words?
Let's bring the heat next week. Every week.
We will bring the heat next week. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Everybody out there, have a great day.